What's up, droners, and welcome to another Droner Dialogue. Today, well, first of all, before we get started today, I need some ideas for Droner Dialogue because there's a lot of stuff I could talk about, I guess, but I don't really know what you guys want to hear. So let me know what you want to hear in the comments. I look at it and I take the suggestions. I've done it before. So if you guys want to hear me talk about something, holla at your boy. We can do that. But what we're going to talk about today is we're going to talk about, I'm a little bit upset. I'm a little bit frustrated. And it happens every time, but it's like almost like I forget. But I have a big client I'm about to do a bunch of drone work for in a bunch of different locations. And I always forget how much time and effort and work it really takes to do all that. Because like the thing that of course we all really enjoy, the reason we're here is because flying drones is awesome. But when it really comes down to it, like flying a drone is like only like something like 20% of what it really takes to be a professional drone pilot. That's my own estimation. I just pulled that out of mine. But either way, I'm just saying that I think that to understand what it takes to be a drone pilot is what we're going to talk about, is what I want to talk to you guys about, is that a lot of people, when I tell them, you know, I'm a professional drone pilot, like the immediate reaction is always, oh my God, that's so cool. And of course you're like, yes. Yes, it is. It is cool. But the thing that isn't that cool, that isn't that much fun, even though I still enjoy it, is what it takes to be able to get to the point where people are paying you to fly a drone legally and professionally. So what does it take to get a client? Well, there's a few different things. We'll start with the fun stuff. First one is the drone reel. This one is a lot of fun because this is like, hey, I've been to all these places, done these cool things, and now I have to put together this drone reel. But a lot of people underestimate how important your drone reel is. There's a lot more factors that go into your drone reel than just, it looks cool. Because it's really easy to make a drone reel that just has a lot of beautiful places, especially if you get to travel and go to a lot of beautiful places like I do, then you can just have a bunch of wide shots of beautiful places, but that doesn't show anything about what you can do. It just shows about where you've been. You know, it's just like saying, oh man, he's the greatest photographer. All he does is take pictures of, you know, these beautiful places. Like, no, he's just rich and can go to those beautiful places. There's a lot of people that can take those pictures. So what separates you? You know, what is it that really makes you good is what kind of variety of shots are you going to put into your drone reel? Do you have follow shots? Do you have tracking shots? Do you have unique perspectives? Do you have like awesome reveals? You know, like what about your cinematography as a drone pilot sets you apart or makes you look like something that somebody would want to hire? Which is a difficult thing, you know, especially when, like, for me, there's two different ways you can be difficult when it comes to the drone reel, making a drone reel. One of them is that you have too much footage from all these different places and having to choose and pretty much like what we like to call it is killing your babies. Because you're like, oh, I want this one in it too, and I want this one in it, and you can't put everything. You can't have a 20-minute drone reel. The other side of it is that you don't have enough experience, you don't have enough footage to be able to put something together that's long enough to show a client that you have the experience to be able to offer what they need. And obviously, another consideration is what kind of drone pilot are you going to be? Because I'm a drone cinematographer, but you might want somebody who's a drone, like, what's the drone reel look like for somebody who does agriculture? Yeah, I'll say that's actually not really a drone reel. It's like a portfolio, I guess. Or like, honestly, I think even more so, that's like a client list. Like, yeah, we did drone inspections for the city of LA. We did drone inspections for Guatemala. I don't know. But either way, I digress. Is that the drone reel is a real thing. It takes time, it takes effort, it takes good editing, and of course, good music. Actually, I think I probably can do a whole video on that, of how to make a good drone reel, because if you guys haven't seen, you probably have seen my drone reel. It's incredible. Did post it, it's posted as one of the droner videos. It's just like incredible drone footage or something, but that's actually my drone reel. So the next thing is insurance. I did a whole video on this. I'll touch on it lightly now, but I actually did 2 videos on insurance because it's that intense. And the videos I made are incredibly relevant. So you should still see those if you have any questions about drone insurance. I answer them all there. But you got to make sure you have the insurance and also understand that there's so many things that go into insurance. And one of the things I'm learning lately about drone insurance is that, you know, when you start to get your drone certificates, or called COIs, that after you get so many of them, your drone insurer is going to start charging you per COI. So they're like, hey, yeah, so every time you want one now, it's 50 bucks, 100 bucks, 200 bucks, which is horrible. I hate that. It makes me so mad because I'm just like, all you're giving me is a piece of paper with somebody's address on it that says that I have insurance. And they charge you $100 for it. Now you got to charge the client for it. So having that insurance and understanding what it's going to cost to have the insurance and what kind of coverage you have and all that, whole separate thing. Takes a whole lot of time to learn that. That's why I said I have 2 videos on it that can get you started on it, but you're still going to have to do a lot of research on your, to be able to figure out what works best for you. And then experience. The experience goes along with the drone reel. in the sense of like, where have you been, what have you done, and especially in my industry, what networks have you flown for? If I haven't flown for a network before, then another network isn't probably going to want me to fly for them. And the reason that I was able to get my foot in the door to fly for networks is because I was already working with networks as a producer. So it was like, I already knew all the people that hired drone pilots, and they already knew that I could fly because they already were seeing me fly, because I was the guy who had a drone with me at all times anyway. I'd be on set just like, hey, what's up guys, y'all good, chilling, I'm just having fun with my drone. And then eventually they're like, well, you know, we're thinking about getting a drone on this thing. We know the guy, the producer, he's right there. You know, and that's kind of how I got my start when it comes to like getting network experiences, because I already was part of network shows. But as working as a professional cinematographer for networks and movies and things like that, they're probably not going to hire you if you don't have the experience, which takes time, effort, connections, and a lot of other luck. Honestly, just so you know, like they're more likely, networks and like big shows and things like that are more likely to hire someone they know who's like a camera operator who flies a drone than somebody who just exclusively flies drones. And the reason is because they know them. And also it's just like, you know, like exactly, if you know somebody, you know what they can do, you know how it is to work with them. But if you don't know them, then it's a coin toss, and you don't know what you're going to get. Even if you have a better reel than that person with the camera, they're going to take the person they know over the person they don't. So that experience and building those connections and building that trust, it's a thing. But you know, that's the things people don't think about when they're paying for you to be a drone pilot. Also, of course, you have to get your Part 107 license or your 333 exemption, which I highly do not recommend you get the 333 exemption. You get Part 107, which takes studying time. We have a whole video on that, like how to study for the drone test, how to pass it, what's the best studying tools, what's gonna be on it. We did a whole video on that, and it's a thing. Like, you gotta set time aside. Like, right, cameraman Tony? I can't hear you, because cameraman Tony's supposed to be taking his drone test soon. When are you gonna take it, cameraman Tony? Dang, I mean, you have to put the effort in it. I'm gonna cut that out. Go ahead. He's mad, y'all. But either way, like cameraman Tony will tell you, is that he needs to take his test, and it's not as easy as you would think. Like, I actually did not pass the test the first time I took it because I didn't take it seriously. So you should take it seriously because it's real. Next up, drone registration. This one's probably the easiest thing on the list. You just gotta read your serial number on your drone, type it into the FAA website, pay $5, and they give you a little certificate. But if you don't have that certificate, then guess what? You don't get to be able to fly for permitted stuff. You can't do that. Next thing, permits. You have to understand the permit process because it is a thing. And the funny part is that every permit process for every different municipality all over the country is completely different. Some of them are awesome, some of them are horrible. It can be whatever. So to be able to understand that, you're gonna have to be flexible, really good at working with people, good at communication, good at email. Like I said, you have to be good at getting people the information that they need and having it all together. Like I said, your insurance, your license, you know, all that kind of stuff, having it all together, having a good relationship with your insurer to be able to get those COIs to people on time. It's a whole thing. And you gotta be good at all of that, as well as knowledge of your availability. And I say that, and I mean it. Is that I know a lot of people, including myself, have done it, is working yourself into the ground because money is out there. And they're just like, okay, cool. You know, I'm already working from the 13th to the 17th, but this drone gig came up on the 18th. I'm gonna be landing the night of the 17th, but this drone gig is the morning of the 18th. And I can probably do that. Okay, I just gotta charge the batteries, and you know, and then you go into this whole thought process of how you're pretty much killing yourself to be able to do this drone work for somebody that you probably shouldn't do. So I highly recommend that, you know, you take the time to understand what it takes to be a drone pilot, and even more so, like the technological side about it. You know, it's like, how many batteries do you need? How long does it take to charge those batteries? How long are those batteries' lives gonna last? Have you been doing the power cycling for the batteries? Have you been doing your updates on your drones? You know, there's just so much stuff that goes into learning the technological side about it. That's why you get paid to be a drone pilot. That's why we get paid to be professionals, and that's why everyone can't do it. Is because it takes dedication, it takes love of the drones, and it takes a lot of time, ahead of time, before you ever get to the fun part of you actually flying. So that's why I said it's 20%, because 20% of the time, that is the awesome moment of freedom where you're flying. And then even during that 20% of the time, you can have a director or a DP on your shoulder just yelling at you the whole time, like, I want this kind of shot, or asking you to do illegal things and learning how to say no to them. So there's just a lot that goes into being a professional drone pilot. But at the same time, I still encourage you to do it because it's worth it. It's so much fun. You get to go to super cool places. You just got to have the resolve to be able to be the person that is going to be great at it and is not going to take no for an answer. Like, you know, you're going to get a lot of no's. So it's just, you got to be able to power through it. You got to understand what it takes to be a freelancer, and you just got to be good. So good luck, droners. Be good at it. Droners, thank you for checking out another Droner Dialogue. Please give me more ideas for Droner Dialogue because I need them. If you want to see more Droner Dialogues, we have some dope ones that we've already done based upon your suggestions right here. Or if you want to see the greatest opening video that's ever happened for Drone Channel, bam, yeah, I'm talking fast. As always, go ahead and support us because you can do that by subscribing, hitting up our Patreon, or getting one of these cool t-shirts. Really appreciate all that, and we appreciate it when you stay fly.